I'm Dan Bouchard with RE/MAX 100, and I'm the 21-year realtor and part-time do-it-yourself hobbyist for home improvements. Today we're on top of my dormer on my 1938 Cape Cod in the suburbs of Washington, DC, close-in suburbs. And when I bought the house 4 years ago, I knew that there was a bad roof that would eventually need to get replaced. I dragged it out as long as I could, but it's now the time to replace it. It's no longer salvageable, and it's at the point of no return. On the back end of the roof, which is south exposed, which gets the most sun, which gets the most wear and tear. So what we have here is the removed roof with the most of the tar paper removed and most of the asphalt removed. And as you can see, there's a lot of broken boards and a lot of rotting that's still wet from leakage that's been occurring. And so all of this is going to be all of the damaged and cracked boards are going to be replaced. You can see that there's a lot of mixed boards. There's some 8-inch 1x8s that have been sandwiched in between the original 1x6s. There are a number of other patches that have occurred over the years. It's interesting because there are some newer nails and old nails holding the roof in. My estimation is the existing roof, or the roof that I just removed, was about 20 years old. It's interesting that if you look at these deck boards here, you can see what is the residual of concrete. And it was very common back in 1938 for home builders to reuse parts of the construction lumber so that, for one use. And so they would have originally used that to pour the foundation as a form for the foundation for the form. And then they reused it as a deck board for construction later on. That may or may not be the case in this situation. The flashing on the chimney has now been removed. There was about 5 or 6 different layers of it. The original layer was lead, which has now been disposed of properly per EPA and local jurisdiction requirements. On top of that was a tin flashing. On top of that was an asphalt flashing, and then on top of that was an aluminum flashing, and then there was a couple of patches on top of that as well. Again, we've got some nice juicy holes here that go down into the bedroom this is the bathroom down below, and a lot of these boards are all loose, so they're going to need to be nailed. We're going to actually use these treated deck screws to refasten all of the loose boards. We're going to pull out all of the nails that were used to install the old roof, and we're only going to roof this side of re-roof this side of the roof. We're going to leave this other side for next spring when I have more time to do it. I don't have a lot of time right now. This was necessary right now, so we're going to do that. We had some interesting patching going on here that had been done at some point in recent history, and again some cracked and rotted boards here. Next year, when I finish off the rest of the roof, I will be installing a ridge vent to improve the ventilation in the attic. It's already pretty good in that attic, but I'm going to improve it further. One of the things I did notice when I did remove everything is that there was some flashing done when they installed vinyl siding, and as you can see, this is the top of the roof line here, and this is the first piece. And as you can see right here, this piece of flashing is going inside of the next piece. And that's not really good for water permeation reasons. We really would prefer to see this piece on the outside so that any water that might be caught on this side would be shed away naturally. But what's happening here is this is creating a natural entrance point for water to come in, both here along this seam and on the underside of the shingles, the roofing shingles that lay on top of this. So we're going to bend this back over the roof once we've replaced the deck boards, and then we're going to install a drip edge all along the vertical side on both sides of the roof, and that's going to provide us with a much more desirable drip edge. And what the drip edge does is it simply sheds water away from the house. We have the same situation on this side here as I just showed you on the other side. That's it for today, and stay tuned for the next phase of what we're going to do. Oh, well, actually what we'll do is we're going to be installing new flashing around here, so you'll get to see what we did there. And so anyways, I'm Dan Bouchard with RE/MAX 100, 21-year realtor and do-it-yourself enthusiast and hobbyist. Take care. Have a great day.